Hi. So for this little vlog, I thought it would be kind of fun to do still a work situation. So I wouldn't say it's an update necessarily, but there's some product designs I currently have that I want to change just because of how I'm kind of doing things at the moment. So I just want to update them and change them to how they are now. I actually don't have a whole bunch, which is good. That's a plus. It's just a couple things because yeah, it was just I was doing it a different way before, and now I kind of found a way for the time being that I like it until I do some other stuff with other designs and such. It's just because they're the beginnings of some stuff that I just want to do it now. Others it's kind of like a one and done, but some stuff it'll be a continuation. So we don't have a whole lot. It's literally just pictures pretty much for the most part. Is I just need to redo pictures because of how I've changed it, and which I'll show you in a second. Said the Kanan vlog. If you ooh, this might come out before then, but in I think I've already recorded that probably will come out after this, to be honest. I took a picture of my normal picture setup for products, and then I just downloaded the drawings themselves and just did a mock-up of them. So they don't look exactly correct because they obviously they're not taken together. So I just did it that way because I'm I don't want to keep printing and cutting stuff out when there's no point for me to. It's just a waste of product and such. So I just started to do it I decided to do it this way of just taking the background and just putting the picture on top of it and just saving that off because that way there's nothing wasted. And it's actually a lot quicker for me to do it that way, to be honest. So I'm not having to sit there and constantly change things out. So I gotta do that. And then there's some other things that I actually do have to go in and completely just redo the whole product and then just re-upload it. But then I will take whatever I currently have at that time of the original product and just add in the details that I need to. So that should be relatively quick. So this shouldn't take all that long, but we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So it shouldn't be too bad. It's gonna take a bit. So I will show you which ones that we're actually gonna be working on. The couple, there's only, is it 4, I think? 1, 2, yeah, there's only 4. So it's 4 characters, but it's just several different things. So we're gonna get started on that. And it really shouldn't take that long. In all honesty, if I did it at one time, we'd probably take it would still probably take a few hours, but it's not that bad. It really isn't. So, because again, a lot of it is me just having to do the picture stuff. So, which I guess I will do the picture stuff with you first, and then we'll have to do the other stuff. So it's gonna be a bit of an adventure. I don't know. I might not even record all of it just to have this as kind of an extra video. Essentially is what this is. It's not anything major. So I only might do a few things, maybe one of each character with you is probably what I'll end up doing. So I can focus on the rest and just kind of get them out quickly. I think is what we'll do, but we'll go ahead and just do at least all the pictures together that we need to. And then I will do the other stuff pretty much. So that's what we're gonna do. So let me start working on getting the characters that I need to onto Canva, because that's where I was doing it at for the imposing the pictures on. So I can actually show you what characters we're doing, so that way it makes a little more sense and it's a little more, because I have a bunch of pictures currently saved that I'm gonna be doing for another video. So to lessen the confusion, I'm just gonna upload what I need to, and then we will go from there because I have to do quite a few things. So it's gonna be a little interesting, but I think it'll be fine once I get in there. So stay tuned. Well, for you it'll be a second. For me it's gonna take a couple minutes, but just you wait. Alright, so I figured we'll get started on the characters that we need. So pretty much I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna do all of these. I have 23. Alright. Well, I'm gonna have less than that actually. It's still gonna be a lot. It's fine. So each one's gonna get one of these because I don't quite know for sure 100% which one needs what. So that's just what we're gonna end up doing. So we're just gonna start this process because it's gonna take me a bit. So I'll just show you really quick what I'm gonna go through. Well, really fast. So who we're gonna be messing with is we have Azalea, Aster, Clover, and Myra. So that's who we're gonna be doing. And why do I feel like I'm missing something? I think because I am. Let me just go here really quick. Yes, I need that. Alright. All these guys you see here are going to be for another video. It's not this one. Alright. So there's that. So now we're actually going to get started. So I am gonna, well, you know what? Before I do anything else, let me actually do this little number. I forgot. Alright, let me take off Kenan. So pretty much, I'm just gonna add the character to here, kind of get it where it's somewhat decently covered, and then I'm just gonna download it and move on to the next one. So pretty much all of these guys I'm gonna end up doing this way. I know what each background is, so it's gonna take me a couple minutes, but it'll be fine. So I might just stick to one character at a time so I can get them off of here to make sure I have them done. And then we're gonna go from there because there's gonna be, I mean, there's not a lot, but it's gonna be enough. So I'm pretty much just gonna time lapse it here because it's gonna definitely take a while to do. So keep watching just to kind of see all the downloads, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Alright, to continue on with our little redo experiment here. We're almost done. We only have a couple more to do. Like, it should go by relatively quick. It really shouldn't take that long. But we're going to go through, as we do this, I'll show you what we're redoing. So, because then I'll literally just change the design. Well, I might have to duplicate it and then, so I can get it re-uploaded onto the store. But just a few for each. So, I think Azalea and Clover both have 1 or 2 each, and that's it for them, which is really good. Myra and Aster both have several. So that'll take a couple minutes, but honestly, most of it is literally just changing the photo. That's literally what we're doing, is changing the photo. I may be adding a little bit of the description, so I'll have to see. But that's pretty much it, so really shouldn't take that long. But let's go ahead and get started so I can knock this off my list. Alright, so first up, 2 of the things for Myra are just changing the pictures. So I've already done a couple things. Let's see. So like, as you can see here, so this was the original mouse pad that I did, which obviously different from what I do now. And then this is the new one that I did, so correct with what I do. So now I'm just gonna delete this one off of here because it doesn't need to be on there anymore. So I'm just gonna delete. Yes. All right, the next thing we gotta do is we have to do the glass tumblers. So, right, okay, so with this, I don't think I actually had the glass tumbler, so I went ahead and did both, I think is what happened. So we have this one, which is, oh, Flying Spitfire is what it is. So there's that. And then her design. So that's what that one is. So that was good. Here's the second one, which I thought was actually kind of funny. So this is her little design I chose for this. And what it says is, if it'll pull up, sassy with some attitude. And I'm like, that's so Myra. So I got both of those. So the next one that we're doing is we got to do her drink. Why? Oh, okay. So this was her original one that I did. Again, now that I'm doing more, I'm deciding other things. So I don't need this anymore. That was the original. So that one's going to get deleted as well because it doesn't need to be there. So we can get rid of that one. And now this is the one that we're going to fix. So this is the pattern. I'm really hoping I have the pattern still saved on here. Oh no. I'm going to assume I do because I don't remember. So we're going to fix that. That's the only one that we're fixing. So I'm just going to duplicate this. If not, I can do the pattern, but I'm really hoping that Past Me didn't delete this, but it's quite possible I did. Anyway, so let's go back, so I gotta go find her. Let me edit. I'm really worried. I didn't. Go me. Okay, never mind. We are saved. Okay. So there's her little pattern. So I'm gonna knock this down some. Pattern it. Do the brick horizontal. I don't know why it looks like that. I'm not a fan. I think in the end it's okay. But yeah, that does not excite me. Let me just double check it. Yeah, we are good. You can't see anything. Okay, so there's that. So that is now good. That's how I want it. So we can save. Let me mark this off my list back here, which you can kind of somewhat see. Okay, so done. Not sure exactly how I have it, which we'll worry about the title later. Yeah, I'll deal with the title in a couple minutes. All right, so that is now done. And then now we're gonna do Aster. Okay, and then that's it. So I just have It looks like two things for Aster on here, and then that's it for this side. So, what am I changing? Okay, so first thing I'm changing is this candle. So, essentially what I'm going to end up doing is changing this background to black. And then I will be getting rid of these flowers around here. And that's all I'm doing. So again, I'm going to duplicate that because I gotta do the candle. Okay. So another thing I did was also redoing this, which I already have it marked off, so I'm assuming I did. So this was the original pattern for the glass tumbler. Obviously, again, gonna get rid of it, so I'm just gonna delete this now. Worst comes to worst, I can just duplicate another pattern and change it. It's not a big deal. Okay. So the next one is we have this mouse pad. So this was the original mouse pad. So this was before, like, this right here is before I figured out how to get the background removed, because I was learning, so now I know, but that was the original. And then this is a replacement. So again, looks a lot better, how it should. So then this one, I'm just gonna get rid of, because I don't need it. All right. Now next up, it looks like we have a pattern. So this was the original. Again, obviously not correct, so I just thought it was fun, like, putting the flowers there, but now I kind of literally just like having them there. I think it looks so much better. And then this, I think, is a new one. Yes, so that's the new one. So again, a lot better, also cuter. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. All right, and then this is, so I have 2 glass tumblers to do. This is the first one, so I don't remember exactly. Okay, so I have the sitting one, so I gotta do the secondary one. So this is him sitting, and it says unbothered and cozy. And then I gotta do the second one that says hibernation mode, always. So there's that one. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. All right, so let me take Aster off. So now I can go ahead and finish up what I gotta do. So let me edit the candle. Crusta is the color. That sounds really weird. Anyway. All right, so let's upload what I actually need, which does not look like I actually did. Oh, do I actually have this over here? That's the other question. Ooh. Why am I thinking I need to upload? Nope, I'm good. Go past me. All right, so that's what I was saying. So I just got rid of all those flowers. Those I can't do anything about. They're just there, so we're just gonna leave it. But that is what the front of the candle. Let me move him over just slightly. Okay. Just that way, nose to tail, it's a little more even on the picture. And there we go. So that is now done. So I need to mark this off somewhat just for progress purposes. And now I'm just gonna save that for the time being, and then we'll fix his everything in a few minutes. And now I'm gonna change this to hibernation mode. But first, I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna do, I guess I'm going to find his little drawings. I did not put that up here yet. It does scare me that I'm like, do I actually have these on here? I love this little drawing. I think it is absolutely adorable. Like, look at how cute he is. All right, so now I gotta type. I gotta stand up for this because this secondary screen, OMG. No. Yes. Alright, because this secondary screen is like right in front of my laptop, so. Hibernation. I can't spell. Shit. Alright, there's that for cute little Aster. So now I have this. Trying to get it somewhat centered. So let me look. Okay. So there's his little drawing right there, and then the words. So now I am going to work on getting these sent over to Shopify super quick. And then I'll come back so that way we can finish up their titles. I gotta do all that extra stuff. So pretty much what we'll do is we'll do the titles. I'm probably gonna speed through it, to be honest. It's gonna take a couple minutes. But it's gonna be the titles, description, tags, and that. And then we'll do the last little bit that I gotta do, which that will be super quick. I'm literally just changing pictures, I'm pretty sure, for the most part, for the rest of them, but we'll get there. So at least for doing these couple of items of the description and tags, that'll be sped through just to kind of get through really quick. But stay tuned. I'll be back for you in a second. Alright, so now for the rest, it's just pretty much, I believe it's just changing pictures now, I think is all I have left to do. So for Myra, we have her magnet pack and her sticker. So, okay, that needs to go then. So I need to change this. Okay, yeah. So it looks like I changed everything else. It was just the pictures is what I was waiting on. So let me just grab her stuff. This. And that. Okay, so that is done. So now I'm just going to remove. Alright, we're going to move on to Aster now, which is Seasons. So for him, it's just his magnet pack is the only thing I have to change, which is somewhere down here. That much I know. There he is. Okay. Magnets. Okay. So now let's do his pictures, which, haha, are right here. Look at me go. Don't even have to go anywhere. Okay, so next up is Azalea. So I just gotta do her magnet pack and she's done, so she'll be really quick. Wherever she is. Here. Okay. So let's do this. And that brings us to the end of this. I'm so excited this was done. This was just like a minor thing I had on the back end that I was wanting to do just because I have other priorities, and I was like, but since I'm like evolving over time with certain things, I want to try and match everything as much as possible. Now, I do still have to go back through Pinterest and Etsy, which will probably be a separate thing because I gotta do other stuff with that. So I might make that like kind of one big thing of updating pictures and such, along with adding certain things I have to do. So stay tuned for that. But overall, this just feels good. Again, it wasn't a ton, but it was still enough that I was like, oh, I gotta fix some of these things now that I'm catching them to make them match up to where I want everything to be at now. So I'm just glad it's done. Yay. So another thing I can just knock off and call it finished for now. Now, obviously, eventually when I'm hopefully getting like actual products made, I'll go back and change all those pictures again. Or if something changes over time and I get better with like SEO or something happens, then that's what I'll have to end up doing. But that would be me doing that probably on my own just so I can kind of focus and get it finished. But with that, I'm just going to end this here. So hope you enjoyed this little redo vlog, I guess. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.